What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 2023 Holiday Safety Training. My name is Tristan Frazier, and I am a department counselor here at Dallas Theological Seminary. So let's go ahead and jump in. So the first thing is I want to remind you that crime increases during the holiday season. So what you want to do is you want to be extra vigilant when it comes to the months of December and January, and we'll talk about the reasons why here in a second. Okay, so I want to give you some statistics kind of as we start off here. So according to reports from the National Crime Victimization Survey, robbery and personal larceny increase in December. And these two crimes increased by about 20% during the last month of the year. And so January is coming up. So you want to be very, very aware of that. Crime is going to increase during the holidays. About 8.1% of all crimes committed throughout the year. So that's something that's definitely to be on the lookout for. All right, I have a question for you guys. What is the worst state for holiday crime? I'm going to give you a few different options. Your first choice is Utah, Florida, New Mexico, Louisiana, and Texas. Okay, give you a few seconds. And the answer is Florida. Florida's going to top out at 81.5%. And for those of you that are interested in Texas, here's where Texas is. Texas is going to be about 38.6%. Okay. All right, so we talked a little bit earlier about reasons for crime increases during the holidays. There's many, but what I try to do is I try to distill them down into a couple. And the first one is increased alcohol consumption. So typically during the holidays, people are going to be drinking a lot more, so that's going to lead to crime increasing. You know, the chemicals, all that kind of stuff, and so increased alcohol consumption. And then the other factor that increases or contributes to crime during the holidays is heightened emotions. Holidays are times where people experience sadness, grief, and loss. For a lot of people during the holidays, these are firsts, okay? And so people usually experience heightened emotions during the holiday season. And so now what I want to get into is I want to give you some tips for staying safe during the holidays. And so I'm going to go through these one by one. I may explain some of them a little bit, but what you want to do is you want to look for people who are avoiding eye contact altogether. And so as you're out, just be observant of people. Watch them. Look for people who are hiding their hands. Okay, so as we talk about, if somebody has something to hide, one of the areas that you want to kind of put your eyes on is where they're keeping their hand position. Okay. Be aware of people trying to distract you as you are out. Okay, so somebody walks up to you, you want to be aware of who's in front of you as well as who is behind you. Okay, so that's how some pickpocketers work, where one person will come up to you and the other person will come up behind you because you're focused on the person in front of you. Okay, so from an online perspective, digitally, you want to use strong and unique passwords for your online accounts. And so typically for a lot of people, we use the same passwords over and over again. When it comes to hackers, that's what they look for. They look for people who have the same passwords over accounts. And so what you want to do is you want to basically step up your password game. You want to make it as difficult as possible for thieves and for hackers to access your personal information. Okay. Don't post your travel plans on social media in real time or at all. Okay. People don't need to know where you are. And so that's sometimes what thieves and burglars will look for. People whose homes are not, where they're not there or they're abandoned. Okay. So during the holidays, make sure that you don't share your travel plans online. Keep it to yourself. And if you want to post stuff after you get home, then definitely do that. Okay. And then the last thing is basically what you want to do is you want to trust your gut. Many times before you're able to register it psychologically, your body will give you keys and signals to understand what is going on around you. Okay, so basically, trust your gut. If you got an eerie feeling about being somewhere or being with someone, then you definitely want to trust that and protect yourself as much as you possibly can. Okay. And one of the resources that I highly recommend for that is called The Gift of Fear. It's by a guy named Gavin de Becker. And he gives many examples, particularly of situations where women were assaulted in situations where their bodies were telling them, hey, something is wrong, something is wrong, something is wrong. And so what he advocates is paying attention to your body. He actually used to work for the FBI. Okay. So this guy knows what he's talking about. And so I recommend this book to kind of help you to understand the psychological and the physical dynamics of keeping yourself safe during the holiday season. All right, so this kind of hits a little bit more close to home about staying safe on campus. I want to give you guys a few tips for that. The first thing is make sure you lock your vehicle. Okay, when you get out, make sure you hit that clicker. If you've got manual lock, make sure you just lock your vehicle, because that's one of the easiest ways for your property to be stolen, because as we know here on campus, people watch people. We all have daily rhythms and things like that, times when we get on campus. So you want to make sure that you lock your vehicle, make sure you turn on your alarm so that if something does happen, your alarm goes off and campus police will be alerted. The second thing is you want to report suspicious individuals. And what I've learned is, particularly in my time as a security officer here on campus, when I did that, is that we typically know who belongs on campus. Okay, so if you see individuals on campus that kind of look like they don't belong, or you've never seen them before, then those are individuals that you want to keep an eye out for and that you want to report to campus police to come look at it. 99% of the time it may be nothing. Okay, but it's that 1% that we want to look out for. Okay, so if you see somebody that looks suspicious, just give campus police a call and they can come check it out. If you have a ride service, or if you're waiting for a ride, go ahead and wait in the building instead of waiting outside. Okay, and then what you want to do is you want to lock the campus police number into your phones. Just make sure you save it to wherever you can get to it quickest and easiest. Okay, and the campus police phone number is 214-887-5590. And I'm going to give you a few more tips for you to be able to stay safe on campus. If you have an office, you want to lock your office doors. You want to take your valuables with you. Okay, take security key cards home. Don't leave them sitting around. So, for example, sometimes during chapel, you may actually leave your office open. Not during December and January. Take your keys with you, because people sometimes come in the buildings, even though we may lock them. Sometimes they may try to come in behind someone. And so you want to basically guard your personal property and your possessions as best you possibly can. Okay. Don't prop building doors open. We live here in Swindoll Tower. We see that happen all the time. Okay. People move in and prop doors open, different things like that. That's actually how people get into our building. And so that's one of the easiest ways of access. So if you go into a building and you notice that, the door is open, go ahead and close it. Or if you see it can happen consistently, that is something that you actually want to alert campus police to, so that they can make sure that the building gets locked and the door gets locked. Okay. You want to walk in welded areas. Right now on campus, we have the Christmas lights. So lighting on campus right now should not be a problem. And the parking lots, they have a timer. The fluorescent lights come on at a specific time. So if you want to wait to go to your car, walk to your car, please do so. And then you can also, if you need to, if you want an escort to your vehicle, campus police is available for that as well. Okay. And you want to carry a cell phone with you at all times to make sure that if something does happen, you have access to emergency numbers, 911 and campus police. Okay, that you now have programmed into your phone. And then the last thing is don't allow anybody into buildings that you don't know. Okay, and so sometimes a lot of times people will walk behind other people. But just make sure that if you find people who are outside of gates and things like that, ask them, hey, Who are you waiting for? Who are you here for? Things like that. Try to get information and then tell them like, hey, I can't let you in, but whoever you're here for, I would like for you to wait for them in order to be able to get into the building. Okay. And most importantly, you want to observe, trust your gut, and report. Those are some of the best things that you can do in addition to the tips that I have just given you. And then lastly, don't fear, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.